Okay, this is a quick demo of the new HL7 V2 Hyper Ingest capability from Pi Systems. So I've got the FHIR loader folder. I'm going to double click on that. And I've got some test data that was generated by Google's SIM Hospital because we need a way to generate sample HL7 files. It's not perfect, but we've got some generated data here. So I'm going to double click on that. And then you've got a ton of HL7 files right here in this folder. So I'm going to start 150 and go to 190. Okay, so I'm going to grab these files and copy them. Okay, then I come over FHIR loader, go to data, go to the input folder. It's empty. I'm going to paste the sample data in here. So it pasted those HL7 files. We've got G150 HL7 through 99. And this would all be automated, right? So the HL7 files are created automatically. They're put in a folder, that sort of thing. Then I'll come back over here to the loader, and this would run automatically. Now I can run this as 3 different EMR simulations. I have Allscripts, Cerner, and Epic. So what I'm going to do is run it first as Allscripts. So I'm going to double click on the bat file. It calls a JSON file. It grabs the files in the input directory and processes them into Azure Health Data Service, the FHIR server. It's done. And then I'm going to use Teams on FHIR, which is one of our tools from Pi Systems that's in the app source. And what I've done in Teams on FHIR is I'm going to search for patients, but I've unchecked these 2 boxes, my patients and is active, and I've just done order by time so I can see the most recent patients that have been inserted into FHIR. So I'm going to hit search, and we see that the first one that comes up is Adam Jordan. He's age 36. Here's his ID, and we see the time, which is 8:45, which is exactly what time it is now on today's date, 8/2. And then I can click on the little FHIR icon, and this will allow me to actually see the FHIR resources that have been put in here. And so you'll see that it's got the medical record number, okay, and it was imported as Allscripts EMR. And it has an assigner value, which is a FHIR term to denote which EMR this record came from. Okay, so let me show you something really cool real quick. Let's close this. Back to search here. So now let me go back to do some more importing. So now I'm going to go back to my data. I'm going to go back to my input folder, and I'm going to paste those same HL7 files. Okay, so I've got the exact same data, but this time I'm going to load it with, let's see, Epic EMR. So we're going to simulate that these files came from Epic, and off it runs. All this is in the log folder, so if I want to go to logs, we can see it importing here, and I can double click this, for example, and slide it over here on the screen, but you can see the log file. Okay, so now that imported the exact same HL7 files, but from a different EMR. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to Teams on FHIR, order by time, hit search. And we've got some different names up here, but let's just double click on Brian Wells. Okay. And if I click on the demographics tab here, you see where it says master record number. It's going to be the same, even though in the real world it probably wouldn't be the same. But we can see that it's from Allscripts and Epic EMR. So what it's doing is when we import into FHIR, FHIR assigns it a master GUID, global ID. But it also maintains and understands the patient record number from the different EMRs and is able to show that. But since it's the same, it's the same files, it's the same data that came through, if that makes sense. So yeah, it comes in here, and there's some sample data that comes from Sim Hospital. There's some conditions in here that come through. And so one of the things that this does when it imports is doing all the reference checks, checking the phone number, date of birth, all this information is being checked and validated in the different FHIR resources. And just to show you how slick this is, you know, now it's in Teams. I can do an audio or video call. I can say, come in here and create a care team for Brian. So we see the two EMRs, and I can create new care team, give it a name, and voila, I've created a new care team. If I go up to care teams now, I can see there's Brian, his care team. I can come over here and show participants. I'm the only participant in the care team, so if I want to add a participant, I can search. Let's do Shelly Avery. So I'll just type in Shelly's name here. Her name pops up here, so I'm going to invite Shelly, name, and add her to the care team. Now it's adding Shelly. So all messages related to this patient will now show up in the care team. I can create a new message, and I can say something like, you know, welcome to Brian's team. Send, and so now Shelly will get a notification in her login that she has this message and she's been invited to this care team, etc. So very slick. So I just took HL7 data, just like an admission loader. It loaded it up, and voila, there's the information right here. I can do some more searches, and if you're curious about it, you can also click, you know, on these little FHIR icons. So if I want to see Annette's information, I can see all of her FHIR data as it's been imported from HL7 into Teams on FHIR or into Azure Health Data Service and then seen by Teams on FHIR. Cool. I hope you enjoyed it. It's super slick. This is going to be a big game changer